and welcome to Book Reviews by Alice. Today we're going to be talking about Sedendum, which is an indie author book written by a friend of mine, Berge. Now, I decided to start my book reviews with Sedendum because of all the indie books that I have read. This one is my favorite. And there's a reason that it's got the 4.5 stars and that it is by far my favorite indie book that I've ever read. And the reason for it is it's just chef's kiss. It's fantastic. Now, it is a fantasy. It's a little bit from a different type of fantasy than I usually read. Normally the fantasy I read is filled with lots of magic, different creatures, different people. A lot of it is high fantasy in a different world. This one is unique because the people live in kind of more of an old-fashioned type land, like how we would expect medieval Europe or medieval parts of the world to be. But the best part is gods exist in this world. So rather than having it all be magic held by normal people, the magic is pretty much limited to the gods, and the people are left having to fend for themselves. Now, what I love about this book is that the character who starts everything is a trickster god. I did not realize how much I love trickster gods or how much I need tricksters in my life until I read this book. Now, one of the fun parts about it is the game Sedendum, that is the main focus of the book, is a game that happens every 7 years by the trickster god of the dead, and he will summon 7 mortals or invite 7 mortals to come and participate in this game, and the prize is a wish. Not just a wish though, any wish. Anything that their heart desires, they can wish for and he will grant. So clearly this is a very enticing offer to be given to a bunch of mortals, but the way he picks them is what makes the book even more special. So he has a knack for figuring out exactly who to throw together to make it the most entertaining thing possible for him. So I really love the story. The characters are deep and rich. There are 7 of them, along with the trickster god and a friend here and there, so it does take a little bit to juggle so many people coming at you at once at the beginning. But once you got it down, amazing. These people come together, they're linked in ways you never would have expected, and oh, the shenanigans and fights they get into is just brilliant. So yes, I absolutely love this book. It was phenomenal. If you're a fan of fantasy with a twist or kind of a mythology aspect to it, this is a really great choice for you. Bekah is a phenomenal person as well. I can't say enough good things about her, but yeah, I really enjoyed this book. You'll find as I go through more of these reviews that I'm an insanely picky reviewer. You will not find a 5-star from me because since I started reading again in 2020, I have yet to give anything a 5-star. So a 4.5 is pretty much the best you're ever gonna see to me. And I'll be honest, there are not a lot of 4.5 stars in my reviews as a whole. So check this book out. It is phenomenal. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it everywhere. And yeah, see if you can guess who's gonna win and what they're gonna wish for, because I managed to figure it out. But I'm an author and I'm one of those people who tends to figure out books, but I always like to say that sometimes you figure out a book at the beginning and it's disappointing because you know exactly how it's gonna happen. Other times it's like a roller coaster. You know how it's gonna go, but you're still enjoying the ride.